Hi everyone, it's Tatiana here from SpacesEDU, and it's that time again. I'm here to explore the new release with you coming May 1st, 2025. Spring is for growth, and in our May release, that means more characters, more areas of learning, and way less clicking around to get things done. So I'm really excited to share all of this with you today. As usual, you can look forward to a very short agenda here today. We will be going over the May 2025 release together, some small and big updates as well across the site. And I can't wait to also share with you what's coming in October 2025, which will be our next release. Regardless of your license type, so whether you're licensing SpacesEDU Pro, you have the reporting add-on, or just portfolios, there will be an update in here that would apply to you specifically. Of course, we have general updates that are applicable to character limits. For activities, we are revamping family notifications, so those settings are now customizable from the teacher account. In the reporting space, again, more increases happening in the areas of learning. And in portfolios, we're launching our first milestone in measurement and reporting. You'll notice here that our character limits are either doubling or in some cases quadrupling, like in activity submissions. So really exciting. You can go from 5,000 characters to 10,000 characters now in post descriptions, space descriptions, summary statements in the reporting space, even the areas of learning and comments as well, allowing you to make sure that your feedback is as detailed and descriptive as possible. In terms of the areas of learning headings, we are increasing that from 60 to 120, so you're able to differentiate across terms, and you'll see that in action in just a moment. But overall, a great increase in character limits across the board. I'm super excited about this next update, and I know that many SpacesEDU educators are anticipating it as well. This is family activity notifications. You can now customize these settings from your class settings. And so there are toggles available for different kinds here. You can decide if you want families to be flagged when an activity has been assigned, when it's due soon and students have not submitted an activity yet. If the activity is overdue and the student still has not submitted, you can flag that as a notification as well. And then finally, if and when the activity is finally posted to the space and it's visible, this can also be flagged to the family member. And of course, if you want, you can toggle all of these off or decide which ones you like to keep on. That is totally customizable from your SpacesEDU class. To change the activity notification settings, you're going to head over to your class settings here by clicking Edit Class and scrolling a little bit further down to the bottom until you see Family Activity Notification Settings. So you will want to adjust these settings accordingly. By default, as you saw, they were all turned off. So you can decide here what notifications you'd like families to receive and update these as you go. Next, we have an update to the reporting space, specifically for areas of learning that are centrally added by the district. Currently, or before the release, the maximum number of centrally added areas of learning was 20, and we've now doubled that. It's 40, just so we're able to accommodate for multiple reporting periods, as you can see here in the third screenshot that you're seeing there. So that would allow you to differentiate across terms. You can decide if you want to do that or not. Please feel free to communicate with your partner success specialist about your next steps or your preferences. But just know that now we're able to make those differentiations across terms. We're now moving on to strictly portfolios updates. So if you're not currently using portfolios, feel free to exit now or stick around and learn more about these cool new updates that are now live in portfolios. The first one that I'd like to point out here is portfolios section resources. What I mean by that is you can add media for each section, up to 10 media attachments, which is the norm across the site. This is really great for schools and districts that want to provide specific resources for the sections, as you can see here. Maybe it's for competency reflections, and they want students to have access to those documents directly from their portfolios instead of having to go back by clicking the eye icon and looking at the attachments there. So each section can have those media attachments, and those would be super accessible now, and students can quickly see what's required of them. If there are prompts in there, guidelines, anything that you can think of, you can put that in there. Let me show you how to add section resources. So from your administrator account, you'll be able to access your portfolio templates, and then we'll select our portfolio in question and click on the three dots there to edit the template. We'll scroll all the way down until we see our various sections here, and you'll notice this new area that wasn't there before. So we'll upload our resources accordingly. So we'll put one for communication, another for thinking, and then one more for personal. There we go. And we'll save that. I just showed you how to add media attachments to different sections of your portfolio. Before the release, you could only attach media in the description of your portfolio template. And now these media attachments will appear in the home page, as you can see here, just below the summary statement. Before that, you had to go into the info button there to find and retrace those resources. Now, as we navigate from section to section, we'll see those attachments in just under the section name. And so your students would be able to use that information and guide them in their portfolio development. Districts can now support the needs of Portrait of Graduate or capstone projects with portfolio measurements. So you'll have to actually enable this in the backend. So let your partner success specialist know if you're interested. We can turn that on for you. And then within your own administrator account, you'll have to do a couple more things, like toggling this on as well for each portfolio template that you'd like to have assessment available in. And so this makes tracking of mastery really easy. As I mentioned, it's not just for Portrait of a Graduate. You can use it for capstone projects or any other needs that you see fit. And that will give you the ability to assess your students and in their respective sections. If you have portfolios measurement as part of your portfolios license, you will be able to customize the proficiency scale, as you can see here. And once the portfolio measurement is enabled in the portfolio template, your teachers will see the scale here in their students' portfolio. They can easily just select the applicable proficiency level, and that is also reflected on the right side panel there that is visible to students. The portfolio updates also include customized section headers, so you can decide if you want it to be called core competencies, Portrait of a Graduate domains, skills, or anything that would be able to sort of convey what those sections are and what you're measuring for. Essentially, you can customize that and let your partner success specialists know, and we can certainly help you with that as well. And we know that cross-posting is definitely happening here in portfolios. And so we now have the ability to select multiple sections when you're posting to the portfolio. So just to know that you're going to be essentially sharing a single post under multiple sections. So any comments or changes that you make to that post will be reflected in all of the sections that you selected when you were creating your post. So just to be mindful of that. As part of the new release, you can customize the header of your sections. So we were referring to these sections as competencies. And on the right-hand side, if we have measurement enabled, we can also see that custom name there. I can click on the section name directly from this right-hand side panel and apply a proficiency directly from there. So this is one method of assessment. Otherwise, if I go directly into the section, I'll see that proficiency scale on the top there, and I can also apply my proficiency level, and it will update in real time, as you will quickly notice on the right hand side. More often than not, students will be posting the same artifact into different sections. In the past, we would suggest doing the copy post function so that students would be able to have those artifacts live in various sections in their portfolios. But what we're offering now is the ability to multi-select sections. So I can have it in an effective communicator, but at the same time, I can select empowered learner and engaged citizen if I find that this artifact should be placed in those sections as well. So once I select those sections, I can go ahead and post that artifact. And you'll see here that this post is in 3 different sections. So by going to the home button, we can see that it is one single post here. It's in engaged citizen, it's also in empowered learner, and in effective communicator as well. Thank you for sticking around this far, and I encourage you to log into your SpacesEDU accounts and start exploring right now. I'm excited now to speak to you about the October 2025 release. Let's get into it. This October, we are prioritizing 3 main updates to the site. We are introducing actually 2 new features, which I'm really excited about, and they're both related to comments. The first one being a comment bank that will be calling feedback companions. So this is going to be game-changing when it comes to providing feedback to your students. You'll have access to a comment bank that you'll create yourself to customize those comments, really streamlining your workflow within SpacesEDU. And on the topic of comments, we will also be introducing auto drafting. So whenever you're writing a comment and let's say you forget and you scroll through your feed, that comment will be automatically drafted for you, and you can return to it and submit it whenever you'd like. We'll also be updating the feed performance. You might have noticed in reporting space, for example, sometimes there might be a bouncy effect when you're scrolling through the feed. So the goal is going to be optimizing the performance there to prevent that from happening. But before October, we're potentially looking at an August release here for family access to the reporting space PDF. This is going to be awesome for reporting season, making sure that families are engaging with the content with students' report cards. So they should be notified by email. We're exploring a couple of options of what that will look like, but they will be able to download that PDF themselves. I just wanted to take a moment here to show you where you can find our product roadmap. It's on our website at the footer, so scroll all the way down and you'll see the SpacesEDU product roadmap, what's coming soon, where we might need your input, so feel free to give us any ideas there as well. You can also see launched releases, and if you want to submit your own idea, you can click Submit New Idea in the top right corner and provide as many details as possible, your email address, of course, so that we can always get back to you with any follow-up questions that we may have. So please bookmark this page, and you can find any information year-round about our product roadmap here. Thank you so much for sticking around and watching until the very end. You're the best. If you'd like to stay connected, we are on X, Facebook, and of course, we have our Season 3 of Growth Over Grades podcast available on all streaming platforms. It's hosted by our very own Jordan Lewis. Please go ahead and listen and let us know what you think. And if you have any questions after exploring the new release updates, please contact our support team at hello@spacesedu.com. That's hello@spacesedu.com. Again, thank you so much for joining. Until next time. Bye-bye.